Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a review on some new Pacifica, I think that's how you say it, Pacifica foundation, concealer, and setting powder. So I had seen this come up on Ulta, and it's not a brand that I normally purchase from. I think I purchased like a rollerball perfume from them before, but they are known for like being cruelty free and being more of a natural brand. So I wanted to go ahead and give it a whirl. They did look intriguing, so keep watching to see what my final thoughts are and if I recommend you guys to go out and purchase them. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So first off, the packaging, it is glass. It is super heavy, so that might affect some travel depending on where you're going. I don't even know if you can bring this on an airplane or whatever, but even if you could, it's glass, you know, it just would make me nervous. So let me give you the description on this. There are 30 different color options. I chose the color 36 CL Cool Light. It actually matches up pretty well. I'm not disappointed, but it is kind of difficult to purchase stuff online because the descriptions of the colors aren't very good. This does retail for $16, and basically what it says is that studies have shown after 6 weeks of use that skin looks healthier and smoother, and that this gives you a smooth pore experience. It makes you vibrant, and it is supposed to last all day and night. So I have found it best to apply with a beauty blender, and I would say it's pretty medium coverage. I wouldn't say that it's full coverage by any means, but I've just been going in and just taking a slightly damp beauty blender and just kind of pressing it into my skin, and it seems to work really well. But one thing that I do like about this foundation is because it does, I don't know if it's formulated for people with dry skin, but it does have, like, it gives you, I don't even know if it tells you what the actual finish is, but I would say it's would be really good for people with dry or normal skin tone or skin types, because it does, like, you can see the glow on it. It's definitely not a matte foundation by any means, and you can still feel it on your skin. So if you're somebody who's oily, you're probably not gonna like this, because it does give you like a little bit of a shine. But for us dry girls out there, that is exactly what we're looking for. I would say it's more, I mean, it definitely is dewy, but by the time I go in with the powder and stuff like that, I can, you know, put it down to like more of a satin natural finish. One thing I like about this, because I guess it's dewy, it's more hydrating. It doesn't stick to those little pieces as much as some other like matte foundations are not forgiving. So if you do have dry patches or you have dry skin, then you're probably gonna really like this. As far as the overall, I mean, you can see how easy the application is. It gives a, I mean, I didn't even put that much on, but I would say it's medium, and it will, you know, go up to full coverage. I've been wearing this every single day for 2 weeks, and I really like it. Obviously, I have not worn it for 6 weeks, so I don't know about the making my skin look more healthier and smoother and stuff like that, but the 2 weeks that I have been using it, I've really been enjoying it. To me, it's not, I don't think it looks as pretty on camera as some of my other foundations, but this I prefer on a day-to-day basis. It gives me just enough coverage, but it still looks like my skin. Like, I don't feel like I have cake face. I don't feel like anybody would be like, oh yeah, you're wearing foundation. It just looks really pretty and natural looking. And that's why I like it for a day-to-day foundation. So if you're somebody who is dry or normal, I think with normal, if you like more of a dewy foundation, you'll probably be fine with this. But especially if you're dry, I think this foundation it's right up your alley. And what I like about it is it does, it's only $16, so it's well within price range. They have 30 different shades, so it's pretty good shade selection. And yeah, it lasts all day. I don't have any problems with it breaking up. I don't normally set this outside of my face, and it seems to work just well, seems to last. I mean, I usually do my makeup about 5:30 in the morning, and then I generally take it off about 7:30, and my face still looks pretty afterwards. Like, it's not breaking up or anything like that. So kudos for this. I really would recommend this if you're somebody who's dry and looking for more of a medium to full coverage foundation. I think you'll really like this one. So next is the new concealer that came out. This is the Natural Minerals Liquid Cover Full Coverage Lasting Foundation. It's 100% vegan, cruelty-free, does come in 12 different options, and it retails for $13. And they say it has a demi-matte finish, and it's infused with coconut water and like rose hips and other stuff or whatever to make it more hydrating. So I will show you. I got mine in 17CL, and I'll be completely honest with you. This is pretty close to my skin color. I really wish that I would have gone down a shade, but this is Cool Light. Like, I was looking at the shade selection and I was like, okay, well, this must be mine, but it's a little bit dark. I mean, it's not bad, but it's a little bit darker than what I normally would do because I like to kind of lighten up that area, but it's not bad. So as far as this concealer goes, when you put it on, I think it does a really good job of concealing the areas. Like, I feel like my dark eye circles are good. I think it's nice. But the problem I have with it is no matter what way I set it, it ends up creasing on me and it does not stay. So normally with foundation or with concealers, I'll go in and I'll put it under here, and then I will take my Hourglass Mineral Veil Translucent Setting Powder, and I'll just take a fluffy brush and I'll buff it under. And then I will take the concealer and I'll put it right here down my nose and right here, because that is one area that I want to highlight. I want to make it a little bit lighter, but also that is where my redness peeks through. On this side of my face, I'm usually not red, so I usually like to conceal here. But what I found with this foundation or with this concealer is when I put it up here, it will literally break up through the day. And I've tried just swooshing on the powder. I've tried baking it. No matter what I do, it will crease. It will not crease. It will like break up during the day. And then my under eyes will crease. So as far as this concealer goes, I really, really like the coverage. I think it looks really, really pretty, and it is super, super hydrating. But the problem I have is I just cannot get it to where it doesn't crease throughout the day. So I'm gonna go ahead and bake my face so that you guys can see the finished product. Okay, so I've baked everything, I've wiped it all away, and you can just see here, like right under there, it just does a really bad job of going into those lines and just accentuating them. And like I said, I've tried everything and I cannot seem to get it to not emphasize them. I've tried other concealers, even the Tarte Shape Tape doesn't emphasize those lines like this does, and it's not horrible. Like, I wouldn't like necessarily be like, oh my gosh, like it's you can really see them, but when I look in the mirror, I can see lines that aren't there when I don't wear concealer. Like that area is pretty much smooth, and then when I wear this concealer, it's like, okay, well, I guess I have lines on there. So that is my one downfall with this concealer, is it does emphasize the little fine lines under your eyes, but then also it does break up around here. So I cannot use this no longer in my T-zone. I'm kind of like torn because I think it's so pretty when it goes on and it's so natural looking, and I do like the fact that it is hydrating, and maybe that's the reason why it settles into those fine lines, because it is so hydrating, it just sinks in. I'm not sure, but I can't recommend it because it doesn't do what I want it to do, and it emphasizes it and it breaks up, and I just can't recommend it. So I'm gonna do the rest of my face, and then I'm gonna come back with my last product so you guys can see what it looks like, my thoughts, all that stuff. So stay tuned. Okay, so I kind of put on some of my face, but next what I'm gonna do is I'm going to show you the Crystal Rays Luminous Translucent Setting Powder. So this retails for $12 and it only comes in one color. So basically you're supposed to set your face with this, but I do not. What this kind of reminds me of is a Lancome Absolute powder, obviously in a different color because these are different colors, but if you can see here, it's just a regular setting powder, but it does have a little bit of sparkle to it. I don't know if it will even pick up. No, it's not picking up. But it just gives a little bit of a luminosity against your skin. So let me kind of show you what it does to your skin. So like under here, I would want to highlight that area down the bridge of my nose. And it's not, like I said, it's not a highlighter, but I don't know if you can see. I guess I'll just use it. Like it just gives, if the camera's not picking it up, it just doesn't look. Like in the camera, I can see it just gives a little bit of a luminosity, but it's not much. It's not like it has like actual sparkle, like disco ball kind of look. And it smells good. What does it smell like? It's got a hint of something, but that's basically what it looks like. Like I said, it's not really a sparkle. I think it just kind of gives you a glow within. The camera is not doing a good job of picking it up. But when I look in the camera, or when I look in the mirror, I can just see a subtle hint of luminosity. Not a sparkle, not a glimmer, but just a little bit more brightness, I guess. The one thing that I forgot to tell you about the concealer and the foundation and this, none of them broke me out. Like my face is fine. Like I didn't get any texture, I didn't get any blemishes, which is a big deal because I am very, very picky when it comes to new products. But what I did was I kind of introduced these separately so that if one thing did break me out, then I would know which one it was. But none of these broke me out. They're supposed to, I mean, Pacifica is supposed to be a good, like cruelty-free, natural kind of brand or whatever. This is honestly the first, I think I purchased like a rollerball perfume from them or whatever, but I really am not interested in any of their makeup products because none of them really intrigue me. But when I saw this new foundation come out, I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and do it because it's a new brand and everything. So, well, stay tuned for my overall thoughts once I put my whole face on. Okay, so I just want to do my final thoughts on all three of the products just to kind of summarize everything. So as far as the foundation goes, I really, really like this foundation. Like I said, it is not, I don't think it shows as pretty on camera as it does in real life. I like when I look in the mirror, it just looks like my skin. Like it covers everything it needs to cover, but it still looks like my skin, but it's not overdone. So I wouldn't say that this is like necessarily an event foundation, but if you're looking for an everyday natural foundation, especially if you have dry skin, I would definitely give this a whirl because I think it is really, really good and has now replaced my Clinique foundation. And these past 2 weeks that I've been using it, I've been absolutely loving it. So kudos to that. As far as the concealer, I cannot recommend this. Like I said, I think it's really, really pretty when it goes on camera and you can see like it does a good job of blurring everything out and concealing everything. I have pretty dark eye circles, and so I think it does an awesome job of concealing. But the problem I have with it is no matter what I do with my under eye area, it still settles in my fine lines. It's not horrible. It's not the worst concealer as far as that, but it is a downfall. I'll be honest with you, I probably will continue using it for a little bit, or for the most part, because I do like the way that my under eye looks. But if you, especially if you have an event or whatever, or you just naturally crease or you have deep lines in there, you're probably not gonna like this because I think it's going to emphasize them more. It's one of those things like I'm like, I really do like it. I think it's really pretty, but it does crease, so it's like a negative. So sorry, I can't give a definitive like yes or no, but it's like a love-hate relationship. Lastly is this setting powder. I think you can see a little bit more right here. Like it just gives like this gleam. I have not put on any highlighter, so it's a very, very natural looking kind of glow within. I still set my face with a translucent powder. This is still a little bit too drying for me, but it's not bad. As far as would I recommend it, I would say if you are looking for something that's somewhat similar to the Lancome Absolute Powder, then definitely try this first, or I think it's just a nice dupe for it. It's a little bit more toned down than this one is, but if you're looking for that kind of like glow within look, I think you might like this. So as far all three of these, I will be keeping all three of these. I actually do like them, even the concealer. It's kind of a love-hate relationship, but definitely, again, if you are somebody with dry skin, I would urge you to go look at the foundation. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Until next time, bye.